And Martin Tyler.
Thanks, Richard. We're at the highest ground in the 4 divisions. It's avoided the worst of the wintry weather, thanks in part to the undersoil heating here, which has been on for a couple of days and has ensured perfect playing conditions. And what a rarity, all 20 Premiership clubs in action on the same day. Last on stage, West Bromwich Albion and Liverpool. Sammy Herpia. Nice touch from Gerrard, keeping with the confidence that he injects into his team. Traore beckoning Risa forward. Cinema upon goal. Gerrard looking to stamp his trademark on the game inside the first 30 seconds.
Well, intent there. Half a minute into the game. They haven't touched the ball, West Brom. And a couple of yards lower, it might well have been a goal down. Thunderous strike, plenty of venom in it, as you would expect. Just didn't quite control it.
And Gerrard gets the header. Earnshaw, who's the only Albion player to have scored for Brian Robson since he took over here 6 matches ago, including the point-getting goal at Arsenal, the 1 point that they've got over that period. I just feel there's Jonathan Greening intercepting there, Andy, that Johnson and Greening between them, the two players who look very similar, have got a big job in the middle of Albion's midfield. I mentioned that Kumas and Contra might switch. Contra has started on the right.
Started on different sides, Contra on the right, Kumas on the left. But that area is key. But the one thing you would know if you're Johnson and Greening, you know that Didi Hamann is not going to run past you. You know, so you understand that, okay, between you, who's the threat? Who's the main one you think is going to go up and score a goal? It's not really Hamann, is it? You're thinking Gerrard.
He's already scored against West Bromwich Albion this season. It was 3-0 in September at Anfield. Headed forward by Johnson. The swashbuckling style of Jeff Horsfield. No frills about his game, but he might create a thrill or two for the Albion fans.
Well, he'll noise a few up if that's any indication of what's ahead. Threw Jamie Carragher out the way, shrugged off Traore. Not a huge amount of finesse, but he nearly got through.
West Brom with just the 1 win here against Bolton on October the 2nd, since when they played for 30 points and collected only 3. Cinema upon goal. Plenty of that from Darren Pearce, but a bit of contact. Rob Stiles is the referee. Cut out by Neil Clement. Led by the Dane Gardso. Herpy. Even the one away game at Liverpool have collected the 3 points from this season. They were a couple of goals behind at Fulham for a real second-half revival.
Their away form's not been great at all, has it? 27 points available, 6 in the bag. That's not good enough.
Contra, plenty of caps for Romania. If there has been a bit of a disappointment from the West Brom fans this season, I think. They came up, it's going to be a free kick given against Clement. When they came up a couple of years ago, they didn't invest in the team. They were going to enjoy the ride, being part of the Premiership, the supporters here. But I think £11 million spent, Andy, on international players. That's obviously before Brian Robson took over.
I thought so too. I mean, I thought that they made their mind up, what, two years ago when that happened. They would just suck it and see it. If they stayed up, great. They weren't going to invest money. Did the opposite. I actually felt that they were better prepared than ever with that year up, with the players that they brought in, Gary Megson when he was here at the beginning of the season. And that has been a huge disappointment to the Baggies fans.
Johnson just took his eye off the ball and Risa nipped in. Gerrard to Steve Finnan, who was also a Liverpool scorer, his only Premiership goal to date against Albion at Anfield. Nice work from Kumas. Alan Shaw has waited long enough to get a chance to play in the Premiership. Goals by the Barrow load for Cardiff City. And plenty for Wales as well.
A little hurried with that pass. Johnson, he had bags of time. They'd worked the ball from left to right quite well, West Brom, and Johnson got himself in loads of space. Just a little anxious to play the pass.
Traore. Traore was going for a return pass. He was blocked off by Contra. And then winning it back from Horsfield. Gerrard. And again, looking to slip it through to the Liverpool leading scorer, Milan Baros. One from Clement. And they drop it over Carragher. His judgment is usually pretty good. Kumas is fastened on to the header. A one-time Liverpool player, Jason Kumas, at least at schoolboy level.
Yeah, he's technically sound. I think that's the one thing about Jason Kumas. Comfortable in control of the ball. Doesn't get embarrassed by it when he's in possession. And if they can get him in the top third in possession, it could only be to West Brom's advantage, that.
Greening with the corner. Dudek not really dominating, but Aaron Pearce complaining as to why the free kick's been given in Liverpool's favour.
Yeah, I always think referees are a little quick. See Darren Pearce there. I mean, I don't know who's doing the offending there, but it's certainly not the centre-back. Goalkeeper's behind him. There's not an awful lot Pearce can do.
Greening. Ricky Shimaka, who's been switched from centre-back to right-back today.
A chunk, there would be a shot there. Jeff Horsfield.
Used to be a carpenter, Jeff Horsfield. Always felt that the hammer would have been a heavy one that he used. He's come from non-league football into the Premiership. Shows that dream is not impossible. Gerrard. His dream is to be successful with Liverpool Football Club, and he's been doing his best to make that happen since his return from injury. Cinema Pongol on Reese's good side, and Barros was just waiting to turn it in at the near post, but it's a corner.
Great defending from Darren Pearce. You look how far he comes out here. He's involved and engaged with Pongol, but he's quick enough and aware enough to get back in. You call defending. Really got sucked a long way out there.
And Gerrard to take the corner. And Nestle Holt to come out and make it his.
It's always a cheap one, that, isn't it? It's a frustrating one when you just drift it into the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper comes and takes it.
Misjudged by Finnan, who found himself in the middle as others had gone up for the set piece. So trying to take it under challenge and too close to the touchline really to make much of that. Johnson in a flash, but he's been a little lucky maybe to get that free kick.
No, they're not going to get that time, Johnson, Greeny. Get the foot on the ball, have a look, Tom. Look there, likes of Haman and Gerrard around.
Well, an interesting person on the former Liverpool goalkeeping coach, Joe Corrigan, now working for West Bromwich Albion. But he knows all about Jersey Dudek, and they might have pointed out one or two things to Brian Robson. Cinema Pongolle comes out to Gerrard. He thought about hitting it. It certainly bounced up a bit high. And Sami Hyypiä lets it run. A couple of changes at Liverpool over the last 12 months, but Sami Hyypiä continues to be a focal part of their team. He's in there behind Traore. Carragher, likewise. Liverpool through and through. Finnan. Just had a quick word with Rafa Benitez when he arrived at the ground, Andy, welcoming him to the way that the fixture schedule works out over the holiday season in this country. Very difficult, he said.
No more about it in 9 days' time, won't he?
So Nunez is trying to make some good ground here. Seen off by Clement. Greening against Manchester United. And Horsfield is just coming back. When the ball was played, it travelled a long way. The assistant was entitled to raise the flag. Gerrard looking early for Risa. Johnson. Now Rob Earnshaw. Another head down. Gerrard with a more head-up approach. Cinema Pongolle. Gerrard tries again, this spectacular, and it had a little bit of dip on it. Wasn't very far away at all.
12 minutes gone, 2 attempts, both decent. Had options here, they worked the ball really well, and they have done that. You've got Nunez wide if he wanted him, could have fed it to him. Had a little look, decided, no, I'm good enough. He is, but not that time.
Well, perhaps more like Brian Robson in his pomp than any other contemporary midfield player, certainly in the leading by example stakes. It seems like already he's had 10 times more touches on the ball than anybody else.
Well, he's got involved, hasn't he? I think when you look at Liverpool, that's where you want.
Dudek back in the team, of course. Chris Kirkland has had a back problem, although he's only a few days away from returning to fitness, we're told. Liverpool will certainly hope to be the case. Risa.
Offside again, flags up.
Barosh. Allowing Risa to get in from the left-hand side to a more advanced position.
Gets involved, doesn't he? That's one I've noticed in his short time here. He's always out in the touchline the majority of the times, always still coaching as the game's gone on, telling the players what to do, where he wants them.
This is the 30th game in charge of Liverpool, the 7th in December alone, with another one to come. And a pretty early start to the new year as well. Lunchtime kickoff against Chelsea. Kumas, who was out of favour at the end with Gary Megson. Oh, it's a mistake by Carragher. It's Horsfield, and Hyypiä was allowed to get back, I think we have to say.
Yeah, well, that sums up top and bottom of the Premiership for me in that one instant. The other end, Barras of the Pongal, with no doubt got the shot on target and the shot away. Just wanted a little too much time, Jeff.
And here is Barros away to show maybe Premiership style finishing for Liverpool. In the end, West Brom put up the barricades in the nick of time, but Jamie Carragher was a relief man.
Yeah, I mean, he's worried about Earnshaw behind him and he tries to cut it out, makes a real mess of the header, but too many touches, not quite enough speed about him to get into a position. But it's a glorious opportunity. I just think he might have hit it early.
Cinema Pongo. He fired up to Horsfield. He took that well from Clement, and he held it long enough to get a free kick.
That's better, but that's Horsfield to me. That's him. It's not out sprinting someone, but it's battling, it's protecting the ball, it's making Hoopier's life a miserable one if he can.
Greeny to take the free kick. Clement and Godso adding height. Godso on the back post, way beyond it.
I thought he might have done better, Godso. It was only Nunez that came back to get him, to mark him. I thought that was on. That would have been the ball you'd been looking. Running everyone away and leaving Godso to tower over Nunez. He didn't do it.
Barros, Simon Pongal did well. Contra provides a good balance for Schumacher on the right, because with Contra, Cosmin Contra played it right back against Liverpool in the UEFA Cup final in 2001 for Alaves. That extraordinary 5-4 match.
Mr. McAllister involved in that match.
Yeah, he was very involved. Traore. A little heavily, but it's reached Nunez. Now Gerrard trying to pick out Risa. He's done that with a brilliant pass. Risa's done the rest, and West Bromwich Albion are behind again at the Hawthorns.
No, it's been coming. We talked about Gerrard. Could they nullify his influence in the game? It's been a growing one from the Liverpool skipper. It's been shooting that's attracted his attention, but this one here, not his strongest side, but I have to say, Risa makes his mind up. He sets off early, he's spotted, and it's quite beautifully dropped in behind Contra. I think he's a little asleep, a little unaware of the danger that's on his shoulder, and he doesn't react quick enough, Contra. And because of that, the sound left foot finish gives Liverpool, I think, a deserved lead. Been the better side by quite some distance.
Scored by Risa, set up by Gerrard. And the side that have lost their last 4 games here are in the toils yet again in front of their own fans.
Yeah, it's a big ask, isn't it? When you're like West Brom, when you're down there, you even at home, what you've got to try and do is keep it 0-0 as long as possible. When you're struggling for goals yourself, and you've wasted a chance, a good chance, just keep it 0-0. Be disciplined, be organised. They'll be disappointed that Contra's part in that. Should have been more aware.
Well, they've only been in the Premiership for a season and a half, West Bromwich Albion. But they've never won a Premiership game after conceding the first goal. Brian Robson is a great exponent of the art of tracking back from midfield positions. Remember all the goals that he scored with his late runs forward, but he was never shy of running in the opposite direction when necessary.
No, he wasn't.
Risa got away. And that coming after a chance that at this level really should have been taken for Jeff Horsfield. Godso. Gerrard in the way again. Nunez.
It's like the conductor at the moment, isn't he, Gerrard? An orchestra, he's just pulling the strings, he's getting on the ball, looking for passes, long, short. That one not quite on target, but always looking. The
other worrying fact is that West Bromwich Albion from their point of view, have never scored a Premiership goal against Liverpool. This is their 4th attempt. They've got plenty of time.
So they have
the 20-minute mark.
It's important that they keep it at 1-0. That's the important thing. When we talked about Liverpool's poor away record, and it is poor. So they're not exactly busted full of confidence as well. They'll still be a little wary at 1-0.
Well, home defeats for Norwich and Crystal Palace today. Blackburn only drew on their own ground as well. Southampton only drew.
Yeah, the results did go the way West Brom's way. I can't help thinking that in the big picture that Brian would have been looking at this game and thinking, if we can get a point today, we'd take that and give them something to build on.
There is a period coming up mid-January into February when West Bromwich Albion have got fixtures against most of the other clubs around them at the bottom of the table. That will be a key period. They're going to keep in touch really up to that point. Played pretty well here against Manchester United for a half. They got that draw at Highbury. On other occasions it has been something of a horror show. Clement. Oh, it's almost wrong for Horsfield. His touch just took it away from him. Shimaka. Contra. Coming round the back was Kumas.
Don't know if he believed it was coming to him. Certainly wasn't a header that had conviction written all over it. This is what he can do. Kumas, he can get himself into goal-scoring positions. I just think it's up there. He comes in, and it's just a tame header. It's almost like if you were a defender, here you go, nod it back to the goalkeeper.
Risa. Very loose from Florence Cinema-Pongolle. And West Bromwich Albion have a throw. Contra gets it back from Johnson. Shimaka clip it in. Greening. Stumble than anything else.
He probably didn't do himself any favours trying to stay on his feet. £2 million
from Middlesbrough. Jonathan Greening, part of that investment that Andy and I were talking about at the start of the game, that had the West Brom believers really believing that this would be better than a couple of seasons ago. Suspicion of handball there, but Horsfield got away with it. Barosh. Trying to measure it for the run of Nunez. Risa's in the middle.
They've just got to be careful, West Brom. Every time they have a little bit of pressure themselves at the Liverpool defence at the break, because Liverpool really do look threatening when they break.
Contra. Horsfield, speculative cross, out by Nunez and then Risa. Clement. Nicely fed into midfield by Finnan. Gerrard for once couldn't keep it going.
Good tackle.
Slightly late one by Contra, so Traore feels.
Away with it though.
Old Style says throw to West Brom. Johnson. Now Pearce. Greening. Tremendous acoustics here at the Hawthorns, and they've got something to cheer about.
They're just warming the crowd. Obviously stunned by losing the early goal. But the little bit of pressure that they've had in the last 5 minutes or so, things like a big crunching tackle like that just gets the crowd going.
Shimika. A bit underneath that one, Russell Holt, which made it easier for Traoré to attack. And to fire it further forward this time. And Horsfield to aim at. Russell Holt conceded 6 the last time Liverpool were here. 4 of them to the now departed Michael Owen. 2 from Milan Baros, who's very much present this evening. Carragher. Mentioned at the top of the show, Tony Brown, famous legendary goal-scoring figure here at the Hawthorns, who's working for local radio now. He scored a goal on December the 27th. It was not exactly Boxing Day, but near enough to be relevant. To get a win against Liverpool, that lifted eventually, inspired a recovery that lifted West Brom away from bottom place to stay up in the top division 33 years ago. In the 12 seasons of Premiership play, as I'm sure you all know, every side that's been bottom on Christmas Day has ended up being relegated. West Bromwich Albion in that unenviable position.
Well, somebody's going to do it, aren't they? That's for sure.
13th time lucky. Maybe. That's Tony Brown's goal to beat Liverpool here. Have only beaten Liverpool once in league football. Brian Robson was a scorer that day. So they're fighting not just the Premiership pecking order, they're fighting the tide of history as well. Albion today. Cinema Pongo, Marisa. Was the only teammate he could have seen. He had to go back to keep Liverpool going forward, and that's another strange one from Cinema Pongo. Second of the match.
You really can't blame the pitch either. It's a great neck, super surface to play on. That's why Liverpool, I think, they're enjoying it as much. The ball's just slicking across it beautifully. Greased up the top of the surfaces as well, the weather conditions. Really is zipping across it.
Carragher. Here's the halfway mark of the Premiership season once this game is completed. Pearce. He's had a very eventful time so far. Own goals, a red card, gave away a penalty in the last game. But he's a wholehearted guy, and if attitude was everything, he'd be in everyone's team.
Yeah, they're not the quickest at the back though. I think when you look along the back line at Brian Robson's back four. Always offside there, Barras. You think that they've got to be very, very careful. People who are quick get down the sides of them and behind them.
Greening. Neil Clement, who was part of the been signed up under Gary Megson 2 seasons back. Earnshaw, one of the more recent arrivals. Greening. That was a useful position to try and get across in from.
I just thought that game to Earnshaw, they were working it from left to right. He turned down a ball to Contra. You look at Contra here and he's turned away from him. I think just keeping the play coming this way would have been much more beneficial.
Third of the game gone. Gone on Arisa has given Liverpool the lead in the opening half an hour. He's beaten by Shimika here. Clement. Warriors kick it at Andy Johnson. Greening. Kumas. It's a good block by Steve Finnan. But again, you can feel the potential in the crowd if there's some potential in the play of West Bromwich Albion. Looking for Contra. There's a flag here from Glenn Turner, the assistant, indicating Traoré an elbow into the back of Contra.
It's a clumsy tackle from Traoré, isn't it? No real need for it. All he's done now is give West Brom a set-piece situation. They will have worked on these. When you're a struggling team, you do find that they work probably more on this sort of thing. You're not getting goals because they are so important to you, and they're a great way of getting people in the box.
Liverpool lined up more zonally than man for man. That's the way it's been under Rafa Benitez. Greening takes it. Chance for West Brom to keep the pressure on. Closing down by Nunez, but he's been penalised. And Pearce and Gardso can come forward again.
Quite a big side Liverpool, aren't they, as well, though? You look at them, they've got plenty of players in there that can head the ball in defensive situation. It's got to be good delivery. Better than that.
Right. Clement, who is normally better than that, to be fair to him. And there's a breakout on this left-hand side, which for once Gerrard didn't spot. And play from Contra. Greening. Not really a case of making chances, but a little bit more promising territory for West Brom, but the vulnerability maybe to a quick Liverpool counter-attack. So Pongol can't thread it through to Barosh.
Well, they're going to pick the right ball one time, Liverpool. They're at the most dangerous, you know, when West Brom get the ball, because every time they've broken quickly, they've got right at West Brom, but just haven't picked the final ball out.
Risa. Gerrard. Only playing from a more orthodox central midfield position today. Here's Cinema Pongol. Been up and down for him, hasn't it, the game? Traoré. Substantial crossfield pass to Nunez. Fizzed in at Barosh's feet. Eventually knocked away by Pearce.
Well, I think a lot of people might have thought he was playing a 1-2 there. I don't think he was. I think the little flick was for himself, because he spun onto it immediately and almost got himself in.
Palmer. And the diagonal was on again to Risa, as it was for the goal. Herpier.
Missing ball there. Sammy Herpier, really.
Contra. Nico's done a real tour of duty around the Midlands clubs. Comes out to Greening. Now Clement. Kumas.
Done all right fitting. As I say, Kumas is quite tricky. He's got good feet. He can go either left or right. But Finnan's stayed on his feet. He's done well. He's blocked most things.
It's taken a little while to show his capabilities with Liverpool. He was always recognised as a fine player at Fulham.
Going for the corner. Thought that one going for the throw-in.
Bromwich Albion massing by the near post again. Gardso. Just got between Gardso and Horsfield. Important for Liverpool that he did.
Yeah, well, that's when you can't march only. When you put 2 or 3 players on front post, you've got to go and see them out.
Carragher's up again.
Just got to be careful. Whether you're taking the riding shoulders, have a look at him. Jimmy Carragher there, arms up over Gardso's shoulder. Could have been easily been another corner, that.
Cam switching to Cinema Pongolle. Of course, has made a recent impression in the Carling Cup and in the Champions League when he started that comeback against Olympiacos. Contra. And again. Shimika.
Keeper.
Certainly there between Dudek and Jamie Carragher. Johnson. A chance to tuck it wide to Shimika, and he's been given the ball back again. It's a messy piece of play really from both sides, but now Cinema Pongolle, and as Andy was saying, Liverpool looking as though once they pick the right pass, their counter-attacks could lead to a second goal here. Shimika gets the better of Risa that time. Contra. Kumas coming more central. And the ball was on for Horsfield. It might still be on for Earnshaw. And Dudek, not sure quite where the white line was.
Did all right, the goalkeeper. It's a good position he had.
Shimika did well to keep it in and nick the throw. It's Kumas trying to create from a position in the middle of midfield. Dudek stooping to head away.
And that's what he'll do when he comes in like that. He just gives them the extra man against the man in Gerrard, and if they can find him and walk the ball to him like this. As I said, he's got decent feet. Might have got a free kick there. But the danger is still when they lose it in a position like that they're open to a break.
Barosh having to wait for some support. A bit of a heavy touch.
And I think that's the ground telling you they think too that was a free kick at the other end. Baggy supporters not happy with the referee's decision.
Yeah, it could have been a free kick in a position from which they really would have threatened an equaliser. Instead, it's a corner with Liverpool threatening to go 2 goals to the good. It was Nunez who got the header and the penalty's been given.
Contra's off. Told you it's a handball. He's saying shoulder.
Red card for Contra. It gets worse and worse for West Brom.
The only thing I would say, and as it happened, I thought that's in, and then I saw the gloves come up. There, see the gloved hand? That's a giveaway to me. Off it came. I mean, it's bonkers. Just goes from bad to worse for Brian Robson's side. I don't know who he's getting applauded for, I have to say. I'd be absolutely furious.
But it throws in again that question about Rob Stars and whether it should have been a free kick for Kumas.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, they've got an argument there. Absolutely, Martin.
Anyway, the corner happened. Nunez put the header in. Contra handled. Milan Barosh with the penalty, and Holt parries. Cinema Pongolle. Barosh. Well, at last they've had a stroke of luck, more than a stroke of luck, because it's a fine save by Holt. Not a great penalty, but Holt went the right way.
Awful penalty. Look at Darren Purse's possession. But look at Cinema Pongo here. He comes in, he thinks he's going to score. He wants a penalty, I think. He feels he was fouled as he was pulling the trigger. It was a really poor penalty from Milan Baros.
So it's back with another Steven Gerrard corner. This one from the left. I suppose Baros is the top scorer, is entitled to take the penalty, but you think about Cinema Pongol and his penalty expertise down at White Hart Lane in the Carling Cup.
Steven Gerrard, what's wrong with the captain? His form. And we always say that, don't we, when people miss their marks?
Yeah,
why this, why that? You know, he's confident, he's obviously told, you're the penalty taker, you'll hit them, then Pongol's going to have to wait his turn.
But what they can't escape, they've escaped retribution from the penalty spot, but they can't escape the fact that they've got to play 45 minutes plus 5 with 10 men. Cosmin Contra carded for handling to keep out Nunes' header. Here's Horsfield going in, goes Earnshaw. Dudek had to reach for it, and Rita whacks it away.
That was a super little ball. Two good balls, in fact. This one here to Horsfield's a lovely reverse pass, and he's just tempted the goalkeeper there. You just want to see out these last 3 or 4 minutes, West Brom. Then they can get into the dressing room. Nigel Pearson and Brian Robson can get on with it, settle it down, suss out what they're going to do, tell the players. Just see out this last few minutes.
Well, maybe more than that. Horsfield gets a shot in. Well, they used to call him Captain Marvel. Now he's going to have to be a managerial miracle, really.
2-0, you just have to have felt the game was over as well, wouldn't you? 10 men, 2-0, half-time.
Traore.
Yes, you've got to cut the full-backs off.
Gerrard. Now Carragher. Liverpool need to maintain their edge, though. They hold all the aces at the moment. Risa. Benitez has made it quite clear that he believes Liverpool will be good enough to finish the season in the top 4. A bit of work to be done.
Yeah, there is, but with the result from St Andrews earlier, it means that a victory here doesn't have put Middlesbrough in touching distance. They've got to nibble away at the teams above them, and a positive result by that, I mean a win today, will certainly close Middlesbrough into touching distance.
What they won't want to have pointed out to them was that Everton won today.
Why not? I think we should.
I know you should. 90 seconds plus stoppage time to half-time. Carragher. Traore. This cross.
Needed a call again there. Somebody needs to help him. Goalkeeper's the main one normally. He's got a picture of it.
Nunez again is shown a couple of times, wasn't it? His header that was kept out when Neil Mellor scored against Olympiacos. Can show an eye for goal. He's waiting hands on haunches for a second ball coming in now. He's not alone in Liverpool red. Be another corner. Gerrard indicating what he was trying to do.
That's a game now. 1 minute of stoppage time we've got. It's what West Brom have to see out. But it's a game now. If you're Liverpool and Rafael Benitez, he's gone in there at half time and saying, listen lads, this is a game. You've got to put this to bed as soon as possible.
Headed away by Johnson. There's a subdued atmosphere at the Hawthorns again. Many tidings of comfort and joy in this part of the football map. You get a free kick here, and you can hear a sense of irony from the cheers from the home supporters as they're ticking off for Gerrard.
No, it wasn't the best tackle from Steven Gerrard. He was lucky. Styles just had a word, but he could easily got booked for it. Does that now and again, Steven Gerrard, I feel, you know, just he gets involved in a tackle, there's no need to, just a little reckless with it.
Well, a lot of his game is at 100 miles an hour, isn't it? Finnan. Well, the only thing you can say, it could have been worse, not much worse, but Russell Holt did keep out a penalty. He seems to be injured as well. He's had some knee trouble recently. Marosha wasting the opportunity really to put the game to bed almost before the break for the visiting team. Yonan Arisa had already scored from a lovely ball by Steven Gerrard. Cosmin Contra sent off in conceding the penalty. It was an automatic decision, really.
Cannot leave the door open there, can they?
No, they'll keep their back four there, and then just allow people to go and support that lone striker, I think.
Well, let's get that confirmed as we rejoin our match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. So Zoltan Gira on a tactical change, as you would expect from Brian Robson. Andy Johnson is the player who has stayed in the dressing room. Gira, the current captain of Hungary. Had some good moments. He's scored 3 goals, all at the Hawthorns for West Brom in the first half season in the English game. He's taken part in every game, a run that he keeps going now as he comes on for the second half. Gira bounced on. Russell Holt limped out to keep goal for the second half. Obviously restricted movement. They won't want to use up another substitution with a change in goal in these circumstances unless they absolutely have to. Green. Kumas, who had a couple of lively moments in the first half, dispossessed by a steady Didi Hamann.
That's how much of the ball can they get second half, West Brom. I mean, I do expect Liverpool to pop it about as much as they can. They've taken a chance. They've gone with the 2 up top, they've gone with 3 in midfield, which means that I expect Liverpool to pass this ball across the pitch regularly as they can, make West Brom run about and work really hard to get it back.
Purse. Gira to Kumas. Clement probably won't expect to do too much galloping forward in the second half, but here he is presented with the ball in a certain amount of space. Greening. To try and float it over Herpier for Earnshaw is a pretty difficult task. Drew the foul. Trying to take the free kick quickly.
It's in Gerrard range. Risa alongside him as well. will obviously fancy it with the left foot. There's certainly not too many people ahead of him threatening at the edge of the penalty area for Liverpool.
Rob Starr's happy that the ball's gone back the right distance without him having to pace it out. Gerrard is there. Harman to do the setting up. Risa also eyeing it up. It's Jonana Risa. Really took off as well, and just for a moment looked as though it might be heading for the top corner.
Goalkeeper struggling as well, I think, Martin. We talked about him and didn't get across his goal very well here. He just loses his footing. You see him go to ground. That ball's on target. It's past him. Just keep an eye on him. As you say, they want to keep him on. I'm not sure what leg's the one troubling him. If it's his kicking leg as well, which I think it is his right leg, it's a bit of a problem. Little wince there, little grimace.
Yeah, but you only have to tap this ball, don't you?
Yeah.
It flies. Shimaka. By Harman. Lost out, and West Brom had a free kick which they tried to take quickly. Clement. Liverpool looking for the win that will take them to just 1 point behind Middlesbrough. He's Earnshaw. That was ambitious, and he didn't really hit it true. It almost turned out to be a pass for Horsfield.
Yeah, it was a poor hit, and because of that, Horsfield was nearly in. But Liverpool want to see too much of this second half. They want to dominate possession. Takes a strike on, nothing wrong with that. But as you can see, not nearly enough power or accuracy to threaten Jerzy Dudek.
Strong header by Pearce. A little tug by Herpier. Horsfield went down, but he didn't turn around complaining.
No, he didn't. It's always a good reaction, isn't it? And you see that. A pretty good referee got it right.
Greening. Kumas, who was confined to training with the youth team for a while before Brian Robson came in to offer him renewed hope in his senior career here at West Brom. Gerrard. Liverpool have got players flooding forward. Risa. Just sometimes when you've got the extra man, you take the extra touch.
You get a little complacent. You get a little sloppy, I think, would be the best thing. You see it?
Kumas. Wasn't quite sure where to go to get the ball from Kumas. He's on the ball again. It's through for Horsfield.
Offside again, flag up. But the second half certainly hasn't started the way Liverpool expected. You see, he's just playing on the shoulder. He just goes a little early.
Very little in that.
Yeah, it's a good one, I think. Just off, Martin, I would say. Just off. Just ahead of play. But it's not started the way that Rafael Benitez wanted it. You can bet your life on that. He would have wanted his team to have passed the ball, passed the life out of the team, and then go kill him off. You can see the frustration. He's pacing up and down there. He's not happy the way this half started.
Cinema Pongo. That's Greening. Risa. Deflection, Cinema Pongo. Liverpool have their second. And it's happy anniversary, his last Premiership goal, Boxing Day 2003. And he strikes here to really, you feel, put the points in the bag for Liverpool.
He'll be happier now. Phil Masterpong, look when he starts it. Way back, and then once he's popped it off, great to see. It's off, it's wide. Now, is he going to shut off? No, he's not. He's still alive. He's still got the hunger and desire. He drives himself into the box. It's a lovely finish. Control, look at it. Side foot, opens his body up. What the goalkeeper, who I don't think's at 100% working order, I have to say. It's close enough to Russell Holt to maybe have made a better job of it.
Kumas. Oh, he had the numbers in the middle. They're not happy with Gira for going for goal.
No, that is ambitious. They have to be careful, West Brom, because this could be as many as Liverpool want from if they aren't careful. And this is the way it's been for West Brom. They've broken really well at the start of the second half, but I mean, that's hugely ambitious, that attempt. Liverpool are going to break on them and break on them and break on them and really threaten.
Herpia. Here's Kumas. But Liverpool line up against Southampton in less than 48 hours' time. So Rafael Benitez will be hoping this can be properly put to bed, and he can then almost make some changes to get players away from the action, and also let those who are out there almost ease themselves through the last third of the game.
Yeah, that would be it. That's what he'd want perfectly.
Traore. And here's Risa. Saint-Marc on goal, stuck a foot at it but missed this time. Don't ever see Steven Gerrard easing himself through half an hour of Premiership football, but here comes Finnan, who got one goal on his record in the top division against West Bromwich Albion in the reverse fixture at Anfield. It was a 3-0 win for Liverpool. No Premiership team has scored 3 goals today, but Liverpool are in pole position to do that here at the Hawthorns.
Well, they're going to get more chances. I think that's a safe bet. It's whether they take any of them. Although Steven Gerrard's pulled for that ball there, what they've done, Martin, and what he's done, he's taken a much higher position up the field second half. He's been in much more advanced positions when he's received the ball. Happy in the knowledge, I think, that there's enough behind him to deal with that. He's going to get in the attacking third and influence play.
Lisa still trying to raid in from that left-hand side. Barosh take it on the burst. Coming together with Pearce, which Rob Stiles says was intentional on the West Brom part.
Well, he just takes it, one touch his pass, he just hangs a leg out. There isn't a lot of contact, but he does catch Barosh. It's a little bit closer than the last one. It's slightly left of centre, which suggests that the skipper will fancy it. Was it last week? The Anfield Cop end, nearly about the same position. One was rolled to him and he smashed it in off the right-hand post there as we look at it.
Yeah, it's against Portsmouth. Yeah. Hasselholt straining to get a view from a pretty central position. Here goes Gerrard. There you go. 3-0.
It's cruise control now. Does the wall jump? It goes certainly through it. He's hit better ones, but it's right in the corner. Huge gap. Absolutely acres, and he just picks it out, drills it into that far corner. Lovely strike.
Well, when they were last here, as I mentioned in the first half, they scored 6, Liverpool, without reply, and if their appetite is similar here, they could get 6 again, and they are the highest scoring Boxing Day team in the Premiership, thanks to Steven Gerrard making it 3-0.
Well, a welcome goal for Liverpool, Mark. Robbo's, I think he knows, experience tells you it's damage limitation now for his side. A moment of madness really has cost his team.
1 or 2 off to drown their sorrows.
Yeah. And now I think Benitez will have a careful look at his players and say, right, who daren't I lose for the next couple of games? You think front men would be protected a little. They usually are, and when you have not many options available to you,
He's going to get Xabi Alonso on. Yeah. He's limbering up with gusto down beneath us.
And of course, you wonder about the captain, don't you? You know his importance, but you know he loves to play. And he's never happy, Steven Gerrard, when he's taken off in a game, especially when he's getting so much of the ball as he's gotten today.
Here's Gira. And Shimika.
Well, that must be the other way. That
Yeah, went off Ricky Shimika, but I don't think it's going to affect the final scoreline.
No.
Greening. Flag is up.
I think there's a few behind him. Behind that linesman was indicating someone came back from an offside position. But didn't agree with it.
Just another damning statistic for West Bromwich Albion. They have never scored 3 in a Premiership game. From its weaker side, and it was rather conspicuous. Finnan. Harman. Cinema up on goal, let it run. Barosh wasn't taken by surprise.
He's still a bit get his head down and play Barosh at times, isn't he?
Gerrard again. Barosh trying to get his head up. Finnan. They're still firing on all cylinders, Liverpool, against 10 men, West Bromwich Albion. Nunez, who was responsible in a way for the sending off his header. He was looping in until Concha kept it out with a gloved hand.
And the ball just turned around the corner. Nunez. It's theatrical, let's just say that. Yeah, I'm going to go across, but
well, one surprising Liverpool statistic this season, Andy. Sami Hyypiä hasn't scored yet. The tower of power is there. You can't fail to spot him. He's making a run towards the near post, which you wonder why he needs to do that with his height. Just jump in the middle of the goal.
Wasn't a great free kick from Reese. I hate to see that when you hit the front man like that.
Carragher. Finnan. And again, breaking up West Brom's attempt to play. Almost putting Cinema up on goal, directly in at goal. This is Reese from the right for once. Gerrard! Working the goalkeeper again. Clement. Horsfield. Free kick given against Harman.
He steps in front of Horsfield.
The way he had a look at the player that was part of the giveaway. So Greening with a free kick. Dudek. Need to pat it down.
And here they go.
This has only measured it to Kumas, who's took it to Nunez. At least bought West Brom a little bit of time to get others back. Traore. On amazing. Jimmy Traore. That's how easy it is for Liverpool at the moment. Steven Gerrard wins the corner, but with Xabi Alonso getting ready to come on, could be the end of Steven Gerrard's work for the day. Maybe they're going to let him take the corner.
Looks like it. Corner first. might be his last touch of the ball. Liverpool skipper, job done. He's been a class apart this game.
Finnan. Gerrard, Risa not closed down, not far away.
Good hit. What was it called in the old days? A daisy cutter. I don't see many daisies on football pitches these days. Beautifully manicured. Lovely crisp strike. Here's the last piece of action for the skipper.
Well, sensible management from Rafa Benitez, you feel.
Oh yeah, I think he knows that there are big games coming up. 1 in 2 days' time. They want that guy ready for
3 goals in his last 5 now for Steven Gerrard. Fully recovered from that broken bone in the foot that kept him out of a significant part of Liverpool's season in the autumn. Xabi Alonso's father, the former Real Sociedad player Perico Alonso, is over in England, but Xabi was telling me before the game that he didn't come down, which is a bit of a clue actually, as his son not playing from the start. He'll be watching at Anfield on Tuesday, which is a clue that Xabi Alonso will be playing from the start. Harman. Traore. Harman. Real die-hard Liverpool fans, of course, of whom there are many, still look at the league as the real judgment about the team and the development. Finnan. He's 18 titles, but none since 1990. Alonso, Finnan. Xabi Alonso again. Risa has another crack, and good touch by Holt to keep that out. That must have stung the fingers.
You don't often get games like this in the Premiership, you know, when you're so dominant as Liverpool are. Players just want to get involved because chance after chance is coming their way. He's had as many as his skipper now to attempts at goal. Either side of Russell Holt, that's in.
With Gerrard off, his replacement in charge of the corners as well. Harman doesn't score very often, but usually his hits are spectacular ones. Harman again. Finnan. Luis Garcia getting ready to be the second Liverpool change. Xabi Alonso's got great range in his passing. Pongo. Benitez just indicating to the fourth official that he wanted the change to be made now. Milan Baros, Andy, you mentioned about protecting forwards. Neil Mellor ill. We don't know about his recovery for Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at this. I mean, probably for different reasons. The two most important players I've got at the moment, Steven Gerrard and Milan Baros.
Harry Kewell struggling with a groin strain.
So they've got problems. I need to protect him. But I know as a front man, and I noticed Martins, he's just walking off Barros. He just a little feel at the left hamstring. So we might get something on that. I don't know, but certainly someone went down the tunnel with him, and he was just indicating Barros that he wasn't happy with just the left hamstring area.
Harman. Finnan. Free kick against Thomas Risa. Yes, Andy, you're right. The medical team have gone down the tunnel with Milan Baros.
Well, I said that Liverpool will try and pass the life out of West Bromwich Albion. That's what they're trying to do. Possession, just keeping the ball away from them, make them work. Apart from the opening 5 or 6 minutes of the second half, it's been exactly what Rafael Benitez would have wanted from his team.
Clement. I heard one or two chants referring to the previous manager, Gary Megson, a few moments ago. I'm sure Gary would be the first to say, look, support Brian Robson here and let the past go. Gary Megson did terrific work at the Hawthorns. It's Gira. And then Traore flicked off his head and Dudek was able to collect and instigate another Liverpool attack. Luis Garcia to Nunez. Risa!
How many's that now? Losing track, yeah.
Unless you're a West Brom fan, you'll have enjoyed every one.
Lovely technique, and he's hit them all so crisply. Again, it's another one, he waits for it. He doesn't get drawn in. He knows the defender's missing the header, and he sets himself nice and early. There you go, he's waiting for it. Just didn't quite get the angle right.
Spanish contingent on the pitch are all full of zest and life, whether they'll still feel like that at the end of the holiday fixtures. Here's Nunez. And it was Luis Garcia coming in at the far post.
Well, it ended up being neither one thing or the other. It's like a practice match for Liverpool at the minute, but it's neither a shot that tests the goalkeeper or one that really is going to favour Garcia. Right idea going across him, nothing wrong with that.
Garcia did score in the 3-0 win over West Brom at Anfield. That was his first goal in the English game. We wouldn't be too surprised if he got one in the 20 minutes that remains here. So much Liverpool in the box seat. Greening. Shimake. Rafa Benitez is going to make the third and last change. Stephen Warnock, who played here with Coventry last season in Division 1. And Steve Finnan, one of the protected species.
I think they're all just going to move round one. Carragher will come to right back. Hupia and Traore will be the centre-backs. So they'll all come over one, I would think. It seems to be what Benitez was indicating.
Well, he's done the logical thing. Football sometimes is illogical. What he won't want is a serious injury, which would even the contest in terms of numbers. Alonso. Nunez. Luis Garcia. And Percival to close him down. He hasn't given up the fight. But it's a very unequal contest.
Well, it is. But it's not games like today that are going to get West Bromwich Albion relegated, Martin. It's, the games where they play teams in and around them, teams who are halfway up the league. Those are the games. The big teams at Liverpool, Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal, etc. And you come in here, Everton won't be expected to win.
And with the results, as we mentioned earlier, the struggling clubs, they've lost too much ground today. West Brom in losing this match, which is surely going to be the case.
but it's what a hammering would do to belief, isn't it? That's the most important thing today now for West Brom, with the result not in doubt at all.
Brian Robson is going to take off Rob Earnshaw, hard going for him. And Rob Hulse came here from Crewe, one of those graduates, Dario Gradi's academy. Did well in his first season, helped West Brom get promotion. They were runners-up to Norwich, remember. Cutely done by Luis Garcia. And yes, Luis Garcia again. Maybe a bit lucky. Comes out to Cinema Pongolle, who didn't like the angle, likes that better.
Well, Garcia's was brilliant. Twinkling feet from right underneath us, wasn't it, Roy? And if he meant the last one, it was just sensational. This one coming up now. Now, whether that was a miscontrol, he meant it. It was different class. It left Puss completely stranded. And it's yet another attempt that goes very, very close to extending Liverpool's lead.
Well, life has rarely been like this on the road for Liverpool since Rafa Benitez took over. They've had some real problems on their travels. Losing at Bolton. Didn't play well at Manchester United, beaten there. Chelsea, again, didn't give a good account of themselves. Lost at Middlesbrough and painfully at Everton. Warnock penalised. Hulse came racing back. Liverpool certainly placed with the elite of the Premiership in terms of qualifying for the last 16 of the Champions League. Whether they're quite placed with the elite of the Premiership in the Premiership itself, we have to wait and see over the second half of the season. They're a good watch, though. Well, we're going to see plenty of them in the coming weeks.
I have to judge in their second half performance how good they are. I mean, they've been good enough to beat West Brom comfortably with 10 men playing against them. But I still think in the time that they had levelled people on the pitch, man, I still thought they were the dominant force by far.
Nunez. Warnock, who did very well on loan at Coventry City. Nunez again, reset. Luis Garcia determined to make full use of time that he's been given in the game. Cinema Pongolle, Carragher, the raiding right back now. Jerry Alonso. Luis Garcia. Right place, right header, but it flew at Holt.
Lovely delivery. Because he doesn't have to break his stride, Luis Garcia. The ball's played in front of him, so he just goes and attacks it. Again, straight down his throat, the goalkeepers.
Inside the last 15 minutes. And West Bromwich Albion will just want to get this over with and move on. They move on to Manchester City. And then to Bolton, so sometimes when you're at the bottom of the table playing away from home, there's a little bit less expectation and therefore a bit less pressure. I'd hardly say it's easier, but players seem at times to be able to handle it a bit better. Here's Clement. Very comfortable as a central defender, but Hulse going to make him uncomfortable there. It wasn't. That's for Traore, might say. The best reaction from Sami Hyypiä to help him out. Hyypiä, who likes to play left of Carragher, is now right of Traore. You mentioned, Andy, the quality of the pitch earlier, and it is very, very good, but it's not out of character with the rest of the Premiership, is it? You think of Boxing Days, bygone Boxing Days, and tell me about some of the mud heaps that the players had to strive on.
Just looking at West Brom though in a general term, I think that you have to accept Brian Robson and company are just new in. I still got the impression they're searching for the right blend that they think's the right one for them. Nice if he could get a settled side. He hasn't seemed to have found that yet. One that he believes in and he thinks is right. And that's what taking over a new club is. None of these players are Brian's that that he was brought on here. So he's got to work with them, see what ones, and obviously he's going to keep ones that he thinks he can do without, and who's going to come in January, if anyone at all.
So you said Almeida was a holding midfield player, a sort of animal that they haven't really got.
No, they haven't.
In front of the back four.
No, they haven't, you're right.
He's 99% buttoned up. Risa. Has done well. Carrigan. Almost like a training session for Liverpool now. To keep themselves sharp and ready to go again in 2 days' time.
That's conserve energy, isn't it?
Harman. He's going to see her let it run. Sinamar Pongo running with the ball. Nunez. Alonso and Harman almost fighting each other. Possession just outside the penalty area. Traore. Nunez. Trying to get it in early. I'm not sure had the ball gone across the goal with too many people flying in.
But they never do. That's the one thing I would say about Liverpool, that maybe it's something that they will work on, is they never overload the penalty area on wide positions. Very rarely see, unless it's Risa. I would give him the exception maybe, and Gerrard occasionally, but they're mainly backing it up from there, and if anything drops out, they're surrounding it. But not too many flood the penalty area in open play.
A few more forward now. Xabi Alonso's corner. Hornets Risa again. Didn't quite come for the first timer. Herpia can go wide. Alonso got back onside. Nicely done by Clement. Green. Kumats. Shimika was a ball on to Holst down the right-hand side, and wasn't struck quite hard enough by Ricky Shimika. Family of restaurateurs, Italian extraction.
You know the game's over when you've been beaten 3-0 and your own fans are cheering every pass that you put together at the moment, which is what the Baggage fans are doing.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the players' parents. It's over as far as the result's concerned. It's not over as far as the energies of Liverpool are concerned. They're still moving and trying to find angles for passes, still enjoying this time spent in the middle, really. Match practice almost. Very hard for footballers at this time of the year. We mentioned last weekend the sacrifices that are made by the entertainers to keep us be entertained. And Liverpool is certainly entertaining us. I just wonder about the cricket today. The England players, of course, had all their families out for Christmas Day, and was it 130 something all out on Boxing Day. Football-wise, of course, that test match continues on Sky Sports as well, but football-wise, Sky Sports 1, it is Liverpool against Southampton at 4 o'clock on Tuesday, and Aston Villa against Manchester United following up also on Sky Sports 1. And Wednesday, one game held over for Wednesday from the Premiership, and it's Newcastle against Arsenal again. Sky Sports 1, we start at 7. It's Risa again! Oh! practice makes perfect.
He had to get it right, didn't he? He had to get it right eventually. It's worth waiting on. He's hit the ball really well. Who's up there in the middle of the goal there? Didi Hamann. That's how dominant they are. And he's just said strike after strike after strike. Look at that. Fantastic technique. It's a venomous strike, this. You don't save them, you just turn around, pick him out of the net.
Well, he started it. I hesitate to say that he's finished it. But Liverpool lead West Bromwich Albion, hapless West Bromwich Albion, by 4 goals to 0. Well, only Rafa Benitez knows how close maybe Harry Kewell was playing on that left-hand side, whether Risa was going to otherwise be at left-back, but having him further forward has produced a rich dividend today.
He's obviously had no one to mark that far side either, second half. It's allowed him the freedom of the pitch to just gallop up there. Feel sorry for Ricky Shimika at right back.
Greening. Silvio Alonso made the move in the nick of time. Here comes Risa, who is on a hat-trick at the Hawthorns. Luis Garcia's on through the middle. The pass was delayed, but it goes to Cinema Pongolle. Now Luis Garcia. It's a corner. You can see why Luis Garcia was frustrated. He should have got the ball really straight away.
Yeah, if he was played any earlier, you're right, he would have been through. Well, they haven't had many, you've talked about it, but it's a pretty good away day for Liverpool. Perfect start to the holiday season for them.
And maybe they're not finished yet, because I hope you're an eyebrow away from that one. Headed out by Hulse. Warnock. Harman. There are a lot of empty seats, particularly on the far side. Warnock. None of the Liverpool fans are leaving though. Nunez. Carragher. This is only the 4th Premiership meeting between the two clubs, and Liverpool have scored 15 goals without reply. Ten of them at the Hawthorns. Shimika. Well, there are more empty seats than spectators, it seems, on the far side of the ground. But at the Liverpool end, chorusing "You'll Never Walk Alone," the Anfield anthem. And Brian Robson knew he'd taken on a difficult task, but maybe not one quite as daunting as it's turning out to be. It's 1 point from 7 games now, but he's a fighter if ever there was one. And after that rather slovenly start to the second half, and Liverpool are only 1 up and 1 man up. They played it nigh on perfectly for the rest of the second period.
They're obviously massive problems. One thing you have to do when you wear West Brom, you've got to shore it up at the back. It's now 40 goals, I think it is, in the Premiership they've shipped this season. You're not going to stay up by doing that. Another 40 at the back half of the season and they're surely down. So it's got to start somewhere. And I think where it has to start is stop them getting in at one end.
Nunez. Luis Garcia. Harman. There for him to hit. And he's a bit down the pecking order, really, but that's not because of lack of ability from long range.
Certainly not. He's probably thought, my turn now, yeah. But it isn't always easy against 10 men. Let's remember that. You know, I've seen teams going against 10 and not play very well and end up being beaten. You know, so they've been totally dominant, I have to say. There's been a huge golfing class in the match today.
And the disillusionment from the West Brom fans, it's not just this game, it's not just this season. They've played now 57 Premiership games, Albion, and won just 7. Cinema Pongol, and it isn't even now anything like a full-strength Liverpool team. Nunez, Risa, and it's in from Luis Garcia. So he's got his goal, and Liverpool now have 5.
Well, even Liverpool players aren't bothering too much with the goal celebrations at the moment. I think they feel a little bit for West Brom. But it's been a procession, it's been like a practice match. This is a shot for goal, make no mistake about it, but the advantage of when you pull it across goal, is there to be seen. And if you're always aware and always ready for something like this that's not quite hit perfectly, you can get yourself a little tap in like that. And it makes the day feel very, very good for Luis Garcia.
Well, the scoreline reflects the gulf between the two sides today. Yes, it's 5, Rafa. Greening.
I think that might have hit Holst, didn't it, the way through?
It's an offside flag, so every chance. It's the most wounding kind of defeat, really. Brian Robson back here as a former hero. Cut his teeth at West Bromwich Albion. In fact, very nearly joined Liverpool. He went to Manchester United, as we all know. He's been admitting this week that had Liverpool just up their bid, he would have chosen them because they were the team at the time.
Didn't have a bad time at United, did he?
Gira. Pulse. Would have been offside in any case. But it sums up lack of confidence that Brian Robson's got to deal with. That's the face of defeat. It's a very heavy one. 5 conceded, and Liverpool even wasted a penalty. Risa got a couple and was involved really from first to last. Cinema Pongol enjoyed his game. A Boxing Day goal for him, one for Luis Garcia as well. Steven Gerrard, who went off early, so dominant were Liverpool, also on the score sheet. Absolutely no Boxing Day cheer for the Premiership's bottom club, with Cosmin Contra sent off in conceding the penalty, and Liverpool ripped the 10 men apart in the second half. Brian Robson still without even a single point at home, where West Bromwich Albion have now been beaten for the 5th time in a row.